Now, looky, not Anton sitting on the couch in Gray's home with Rose and Michaela there. If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley. And this is my sweet perspective where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And I am back to talk about Parish Episode 4, Mpimpy. Okay. Mpimpy, okay, which means informer, honey. I had to look it up. I had to Google it because what? And basically, this episode revolves around Horse and his family finding out who the inside man was, who knew he was going to be where he was when he was, okay? And of course, Gray's going to be the primary suspect. But first, Gray's at home, walks through the door after being away, okay, doing everything he had to do, okay, to save the horse and his son. And Anton is sitting on his couch, and we get the backstory. We flash back 7 years ago where we see Gray quitting, and it's basically like, I need out this life. I have a family, or 17 years, however long, it was a long time ago. Okay, whatever. And he's like, I need out of this life. And Anton's like, I'd hate to see you come back in the life and not tell me about it. Because apparently he was the best driver that Anton ever had getting the job done, okay? Because Anton got some pull in the city and is a criminal mastermind, okay? And has a militia of Marines that do his bidding. And so basically he comes there with an ultimatum. If you want your family alive and well, Gray, you are going to go and take out the horse right now. And I'm going to leave my guys here with Rose and Michaela to watch them while you go do that. Now, when Gray gets there, Horse and them already interrogating people. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. But before Gray goes, he does have to explain to his family, I lived a completely different life. Okay. Daughter, Michaela, I lived a completely different life before this. All right. And we'll talk about it later. I just know I'm going to get you guys out of this and you're going to be fine. Okay. So now he goes to see the horse, and immediately he's the number one suspect by Zenzo, by the sister, even though she's pretending like, Horse is a fair man. You'll be fine. We just need to get to the bottom of this. And my thing is, you're out here doing dirt, kidnapping people, holding them hostage. It comes with the territory. I don't know why someone particularly had to betray you, but hey, if that's what they want to go with, that's what they want to go with. And so goes to see the horse. Zenzo says an inside man, Gray, works for Anton. That was his theory. And he's like, I don't, but now I kind of do. And so mind you, in the back of Gray's mind this entire time, he's like, I'm going to have to take Horse out. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I have to try to get it done. So Gray got the rope ready. We also find out that there was a tracker on Gray's car. So somebody was doing something, but y'all know I don't trust Zenzo. I'm just going to set it right there. I don't trust him. So they bring Colin. He's like, Colin's working for somebody. Colin's working for him. Call Colin, get him here. And so Gray reluctantly calls Colin, and things are not going the way I think they're supposed to go. Okay. In the moment, I'm scared for Colin. I said, they're going to take poor Colin out. Colin, his brother's with his girl. Like, Colin is already going through it. And so they're like, Horse has the machete. He kicks everybody else out the room. And, Gray plays the part, and he's like, look, I'll take him out myself, the daggone traitor. Okay. He gives him the machete, and Gray pulls the machete up to Horse and is like, look, not on my watch. That's my boy. He wouldn't do this. He told me he ain't do it. He ain't do it. And you're going to let us both go while we figure this out. I was like, okay, Gray. Gray said, I am sick of being the passenger in my own life. It is time for me to drive, okay? And drive is what he did, because they hot-tailed, skedaddled it out of there. And the next thing we see, the horse is all dressed up in his Sunday best at this dinner, ball, whatever, with the who's who of New Orleans, much to the chagrin of Anton, who looks him up and down like, why you here? Okay. And so we find out back on the home front, Rose has an elite set of skills. Now, y'all can say, oh, this is just a mother defending her child, but Rose knew what to do, Miss Social Worker. And so I'm questioning her past in history, because she took them jokers out. Do you hear me? Both of them. So now they got bodies to clean up. Gray gets home, but meanwhile at the ball, Horse is like, you wanted my neck? Here it is, brother. Do what you got to do. Do what you want to do, Anton. And Anton's like, you try to change the terms of the agreement. And Horse is like, this is the agreement. And I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of like Horse, but how can we really like human traffickers of any kind, whether it's Anton or whether it's Horse and his people? Like, it's not respectable. I don't respect it. I just want to know how Gray is going to maneuver this situation, huh? It. We know that he and Colin walked out of there, but as Gray arrives home, he's got to now contend with these unalived bodies that are strewn about the house. Okay. He talks Rose off the edge of calling the popo because she feels like, listen, this happened. How are we going to explain it? What are we going to do? And Gray's like, listen, this is going to open up a whole new can of worms, something that we don't need to delve into. Okay. Don't call the police. They're going to ask more questions. Anton is more connected than you think he is. He'll get off and we'll be dealing with the ramifications of this on down the road. So they make a plan that they need to basically get rid of the house, and we'll get into that later. The Horse, honey, walks in like $1,000,000 to the gala, the ball, the political party that's going on, and gives Anton his neck, honey, and says, listen, you wanted it, take it. Take it right here. If you big and bad, you big and bad. And basically he's like, you know what? You want to own us. You want to own the African. And Anton's like, well, I couldn't if you didn't sell them. And I was like, well, Anton didn't lie there. You guys are human traffickers. Horse, and I like you. I like you, Horse, but you're a trafficker. I don't like that. Okay. And so basically, they're talking, going back and forth, and Anton's like, hold really quick. Hold, someone wants to talk to you. Gets him on the phone, and it's Horse's dad. And Horse's dad is like, listen, Baba is like, you need to come home. Okay. Zinzo's in charge. You come home. This is a disaster. You're doing the most. And our agreement with Anton stands exactly how it is. Surprising? I think not. Gray gets Colin on deck and is like, listen, Colin, I need you. I need your help one last time. And they fetch a plan to basically burn down the house with the bodies in them. They'll get the insurance money, won't have to wait for the sale, and it'll give them, I guess, enough capital to leave town and do what they need to do. And so he takes Michaela and Rose and they go to the no-tell motel. And of course, Colin does what needs to be done because at the end of the day, Colin is going to come through for his friend. Now, again, like I said, Horse has been called back to Africa and Zinzo is in charge. And we find out that Zinzo was behind all of this. Drop it in the comments below if you already suspected that. I knew it because Zinzo is a low down, dirty dog. He even takes a moment and talks to the sister because, everyone, I guess, had assumed that the sister loved the Horse more than Zinzo. And I think, well, what she kind of explains in this episode is she's like, I just wanted you to live. I wanted you to be able to survive in this world. That's why I've done all the things that I've done, for you. But the Horse isn't going to go down without a fight. We know that. So the sister talks to Zinzo and is Shamiso and is like, you did that, but your nephew was in the car. And he was like, I didn't know my nephew was there. I didn't know my nephew, but you were willing to take out your brother for your vile efforts just to, you know, be something in the world. And it's so gross. So now that they are packing up their lives, in the house, we discover more about Maddox, right? And that he was into the car theft game just like the dad. And Gray kind of confesses to him being, in the streets for a long time. Starting at 16, he stole his first car. And Rose is, she knows he had a past, but she was a social worker and she didn't really want any parts of that. She just wanted him. You know what I mean? We find out that Maddox had a blicky, okay, and Rose had been hiding it, which, everyone's got secrets. Everyone has secrets. So now as the episode is kind of closing in, we know that Shamiso and Horse have to have a conversation. And so she thinks that the Horse is going to take her out And he's like, you know, you're my sister. That's not what I wanted. I just wanted a conversation, because the horse is hatching a plan. Like I said, he's not going down without a fight. And that brings us towards the end of the episode, where he approaches Gray with a recording. Okay. And this recording is a man basically saying, you know, I saw a kid trying to break into my car. I didn't mean to do it. And this is all around Maddox's unaliving. Okay. And so, of course, this triggers Gray. Gray needs to get to the bottom of it. What do you know, horse? And he's like, I know a lot, and I can help you with this, but first I need your help. So it's going to be a matter of, what will Gray have to do to get information on what happened? What we do know is that likely Anton had a hand in Gray's son being unalived. And now I'm wondering if maybe Maddox was working for Anton and something went wrong. Y'all drop it in the comments below and let me know your thoughts on that. But definitely we can see that the horse is going to have Gray on a wire, because Gray, if nothing else, wants closure as it relates to his son. Because again, all we know is that it seemed to be all of a sudden unexpected, unaliving, and we don't have the details. So yeah, guys, that was the episode. We're on the edge of our seats for episode 6. I will say that even though this season has been pretty concise and pretty short, Giancarlo Esposito's performance has been great. I loved seeing him as a leading man, and I hope to see more of him in maybe a season 2 of Parish. Let me know in the comments below if you've heard anything, and I will be checking the sites, honey, because I need to know if it's being renewed. But you guys, that's all I've got for Parish today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to know whenever I go live or post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.